As a rule of thumb, am I just going to any pho joint that has a number in it?
If it has a number, I'm going to it. There's so many of these pho restaurants with these weird names like Pho Shizzle, Pho King. I'm trying to stay away from those.
These seemingly random numbers associated with pho restaurants often go unnoticed as we knock back our favorite bowl of it. But they hold more value than you might expect at first glance. So why does this phenomenon exist? I wanted to know the deal, so I cruised over to Orange County's own Little Saigon and called up two friends, longtime Little Saigon resident and owner of the Leverage Showroom, Chris No, as well as Connie Abubakar, who runs a popular Instagram page focused on Vietnamese cuisine. To my surprise, the first place they brought served far more than just pho, but I'll let them explain why. We're here at restaurant 99999. That has something to do with lucky numbers.
Lucky numbers, that's right. Nines mean longevity, wealth, prosperity.
How big of a role does lucky numbers play in Vietnamese culture?
It's a big deal. Like even my basketball team, right? I gave a kid a jersey number 55. Just because, it's like he's a white kid. So I'm like, oh, you could be white chocolate, number 55. His mom's like, hey, Chris, it adds up to 10. I can't take this jersey.
Damn!
And his mom is Vietnamese. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. This was like last jersey.
So what's his jersey number?
But his jersey number now is 18. 1-8. I'm pretty sure homie over there, he knew what was going on. Why don't you ask him? Yeah. Tại sao anh kêu cái này?
This is one of the lucky number for us.
Okay.
Right? My wife, she loves number 9.
She plays Baccarat, huh?
We don't play Baccarat. She didn't know anything about gambling, but we have the first restaurant is the 3-9, and then we saw that we have a 4-9, so a little bigger, and this is our third one. This is 5-9. Everything come back to 9. 3-9, 3 times 9, 27, 9, and then 4, 9, 36, 3, 9, and then 5, 9.
That's that lucky mathematics.
Here's the lady that take care of all this.
Hi, Jake. Amazing, amazing, Jake.
Chris was right. The food was straight up incredible. We're talking rich, steaming bowls of bun bo hue, garlicky and crisp frog legs fried in butter, grilled quail with tamarind sauce, and goat ribs that brought that smoky heat. It was a feast worth savoring. But hey, we're here for answers, not just empty bowls, so let's get back to the mystery of those pho shop numbers. The food is so damn good here, but I don't want to lose sight of, I guess, the topic. Besides just the numbers, how do you guys also keep Vietnamese traditions alive here in America?
When we grew up, when we see an elder, we always bow. I think that's one of the things that I really want to teach my grandkids. Because I grew up, my parents were very strict, like if you see grandma, you see your uncle, you need to chow, Yeah, if you don't, then you come home and you get a smack, or they'll tell you, why didn't you do that? Because the uncle would tattletale on my mom.
So there's a little network of snitchery.
Well, it's kind of like you need to teach your children like that. Like you got manner. You got to raise your children with good manner.
I can see that too. Even me as a basketball coach, I'm always there first person there. And so when the kids are walking in slowly, I have Vietnamese kids, and they're the first ones to come in and say, "What's up, coach?"
It's just a respect thing.
Yeah.
Acknowledging who's there.
Yeah.
I think what's cool is that traditions are such a big part of Vietnamese culture, and I guess that's why numbers are such a big thing with these establishments, because it's keeping a tradition alive from either Vietnam or from a tradition passed down. I think it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
From 99999, we made our way to Pho Thin 13 Lo Duc, where Northern Pho steps into the spotlight. This style swaps the usual herb-forward flair for a clear, balanced broth and beef sautéed for extra richness. The flavors hit, but as we're about to find out, the story behind the bowl isn't all warmth and comfort. We're here, Pho Thin 13 Lo Duc, and there's a reason why we're here.
So Pho Thin 13 Lo Duc is the address of the restaurant in Hanoi.
And that's in northern
It's in
Vietnam.
northern Vietnam, yeah.
So commemorating a certain location is also pivotal in the numbers in a pho restaurant.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
They're known for being northern style pho. But I guess what I am not too familiar with is that northern style pho. Why is it we in the US know more about southern pho than northern pho?
Obviously, in '75, we lost the war to the north. Pho Saigon, everybody that comes over is from the south. You think that's the reason why all the immigrants that are coming is bringing their food from their hometown, which is the south.
Do you think it's tougher for a business serving northern style pho to be known?
I would say years ago, it would be very tough.
If it was my dad, He's in the military.
And my dad too.
He
not having
he
this.
might have that.
So
He's
like,
no, we're not doing this.
an OG from the South
Yeah.
is not having Northern stuff.
I mean, you can go to Bolsa and go to one of the coffee shops, and all the OGs are out there
Yeah.
just talking about like the
Yeah.
war. You ask them about this, they're like, nah.
No. It's a very deep-rooted pain.
So the lines also get drawn on the dinner table, right?
And maybe 2 decades ago,
Yeah.
but now because a new generation grow up, I think there's a lot of like culture difference.
We're just talking about specific like age group. That's the reason why northern styles, it's more acceptable now than it was before.
Well, I'm glad I'm here sharing some Northern Pho with y'all now. I won't tell your dad, and I won't tell your dad. It's clear that the numbers in pho culture go beyond tradition. They're a nod to heritage and a reminder of the conflict that brought pho to America in the first place. We're heading to one of the most celebrated pho spots in the US to see how those who made it here have built their legacies and how numbers continue to tell the stories of resilience and success.
Here's the magic, guys.
Oh my God, this is the biggest side of ox I've ever seen.
That's see what? You just pick at it. This is like my go-to order. I got you guys.
So this move is kind of like, if you order this, then you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Will I get my Vietnamese badge if I order this?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
As a rule of thumb, am I just going to any pho joint that has a number in it?
Yeah. If it has a number, I'm going to it. There's so many of these pho restaurants with these weird names like Pho Shizzle, Pho King, you know, Pho Luscious. I'm trying to stay away from those. I only go to 79, bro. Like, there's not many pho restaurants I go to.
You look at that wall over there, it's a flex. It's a huge flex. Pho 79 is an institution, but not many people know there's some meaning towards the 79 part, right? To your knowledge, what do those numbers mean?
I think they're called Pho 79 because they came over in 79.
Okay, so when I'm driving through Little Saigon, driving down Bolsa, I'll see the Pho 79s or the Pho 88s or 45s or Pho 54. I guess there's some personal meaning to each number next to it, right?
45 was the year the French colonized or came into Vietnam. And 1954 was the year they left.
I think 79 is very special in a way for me also because I came over in 77, so like just 4 years within that fall of Saigon, you just know, oh, 79, you remember all that flashback, you remember all like what happened, you remember how you left. And it was very pivotal because it's only 4 years within that fall, you know, but if you say for 86, later down, it doesn't have that much of a, for me, it doesn't have that much of a connection. Because I think it's very hard for just to leave your own country and to start somewhere new and then to establish a business.
Chris, you run a very successful business, but I guess as an immigrant, how hard is it to start a new business?
You gotta think about being an immigrant if you don't speak any English. You have no money. You're a cook, you're a chef, you're a busboy, you're a cashier. You know, the wife is back there, your grandfather's back there, your kids are back there, you know, like I remember like going to eat at like these restaurants before and you'd have like a 2 or 3 year old kid just sitting there running around back and forth.
Or they'd be doing homework.
Yeah, they'd be doing homework in the corner. And so like just being an immigrant, even running a business, it's like we call it the American dream. You gotta think about it like our parents that came over here barely had the shirts on their back, a couple dollars in their pocket, came over and figured it out some way, whether washing dishes or busting some up, save up, just to open up a little restaurant of their own.
I guess that's kind of cool to know that like the numbers next to the pho restaurant names is so personal because it's what means the most to you. You're opening a business in a new country, you want to take a piece of, I guess, home or something that you're prideful in, and you're like, this is my business. This is what it means to me. If you're into stories like this, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment. What should we dig into next?